wanted to say a few words about this tarot reading for the full moon. The full moon will be in Aries on October the 1st at 9:05 p.m. GMT time. Now, what to say about this moon? It's in Aries, and the ruler of Aries, the planet Mars, at the moment is retrograde. It will be retrograde until November 13th. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed for sure there is a lot of anger, rage. But there's also, like this anger, this rage, you can't take it outside. Well, you take it outside, but there is a lot more. It's very difficult to express it, to get people to hear you, because it feels like people don't want to hear it. And that leaves you with a lot of frustration. And I see that around the world. I think we can all see that around the world. Furthermore, there is a conjunction with Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer. Now, the wounded healer is Chiron is like somebody that, you it's almost as if you can't heal your wounds yourself, but you can heal your old wounds by helping someone else heal. So this is here going on as well. So there will be lots of memories of an old wound, an old trauma, an old hurt can come back with this full moon. And full moons are normally to let go. It's time to let go of stuff. Well, it's going to be hard to let go with this full moon. So you'll need to do the extra effort. Let me have a look what else. So there is a good thing going on because we have Jupiter already direct. That was in September. Then on the 29th, Saturn went direct. And soon, on the 4th of October, Pluto will go direct. So we have these three big planets that are currently together in Capricorn, and they are close together. They're not really conjunct, but they are very close together. And they are going to go direct. So that is going to help a little bit here. With energy, we still have Uranus and Neptune in retrograde. So that is still going on. I think that's all I wanted to say. I also want to apologize for the audio on this video. I don't know what happened with it. It's a little bit low. You'll see it on the reading itself. So turn the volume up. It's all I can say. I tried to remedy it as best as I could, but it's not perfect. But hell, what is? So enjoy the reading, and I'll see you again at the new moon. So what are the energies around that full moon? Okay, let's start with this part. So when I look at the middle card here, which look at all the big ones that have come up. There are 4 majors here, which means big energy. Now, as I told you, the full moon is in Aries. Aries is quite impulsive. Aries is quite adventurous. But as it is ruled by Mars, which is in retrograde, it's going to bring a lot of frustration, irritation, aggression even, but let's say also on the inner plane. And what I feel that is this one here. This is like the feeling that you are trapped, that you are stuck, that you almost as if we are stuck with this world. Now, these 3 are very good cards. Now, this is a little bit different, but here, what I see here is this stuckness, this like, do I really have to accept everything that's going on in the world right now? And that makes sense, doesn't it? Because this world, all the things that are happening now, I feel that, this is all this energy of these planets stationing and then starting to move forward again. There's been a lot of that. And there is still a lot of that. And it feels like this is going to go on until this Mars retrograde is over, and Mars retrograde will be over like around 13th, 14th of November, depending on where you are in the world. So there's still a bit of time to go, like 5 weeks more or less, 5 to 6 weeks until after the US election, by the way. And that will be also with a Mercury retrograde. So even then, that that I cannot talk, I cannot communicate, I cannot say what I want. The world is open because the world is not a small place that we think it is. The world is this big global place that is all connected, but we feel trapped. Although the world is there for us, the world is there in our reach. But I'm starting at the end because of the energy. The Fool. Let's start in the middle. Let's start with the energy of the Fool. The Fool is this energy of, you know what? I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do whatever I think and my consciousness or my guide or my inner guidance tells me to do. I'm going to not care about it. I'm going to take this sleep. I'm going to be confident in whatever I do. But at the same time, there is this limiting and oppressing energy happening. And that's why these two are closely connected, because of the stuckness, I feel like this hermit is saying, slow, let's take a deep look into ourselves. And then we have here the Chariot. The Chariot is about willpower. It's about daring to push things through, taking control of our lives, taking control of our choices, also being responsible for the choices we take. And I think this new moon in Aries reminds us that we have choices, that we are responsible for our own lives, first and foremost, but that we're also partly responsible for what's going on in the world. And in our world, in the smaller sense, in the big world, in the bigger sense, it's not like we're just, not completely devoid of responsibility, because we're not. And we are noticing that, and we are thinking about that. We are thinking about all these things that are happening in the world and that are also part of our responsibility, that are part of, where we have to go to find a solution. To find a solution, we need to make choices. This is what it's all about, making the right choices so that our world goes in the right direction. Now, the Fool is a little bit of a rebellion here, a rebel. A rebellion, a rebel, because it dares to take risks. And sometimes it's also a little bit like, just going to walk the cliff and I'll see where I come out, without caring too much. But we can't do that because of these here. The world is too important. What's happening now is too important. But it is an oppressive energy. It is an energy of stuckness. Now, of course, we have the choice to liberate ourselves. So this is beautiful if you see both of them. Like, you see the swords being stuck, but here it says you have control. You have to use your willpower. You have to use, the reins to guide your chariot to where it wants to go, your vehicle. And if that's the vehicle for your message, for whatever you're doing, you have to use that. You can use that. Even though you feel stuck, you're not as stuck as you think you are, because there are solutions. There are solutions here. And why am I saying this here as well? The other cards are speaking to that. But before I'm going to look into these, I'm going to put some extra cards on these. So I always take a few of another deck from the Rider-Waite. It is my preferred deck. Why? Just because. Because of the symbolism. Easier to read as well, easier for you to follow as well. because, yeah, okay, there's compromise. We need to compromise. We need to be creative in that. Oh, there's another Fool here. Okay. Oh, King of Pentacles. On the world. You see, these cards give a little bit of more information. I like to go and dig deeper because sometimes it's not, oh, look at this. So we have a Chariot and we have here a Chariot on both ends. Let's see what the energy here is. The Queen of Cups. And then I'm using the After Tarot deck, which is the Rider-Waite, but a little bit adapted as to what comes after these images. It's interesting to see how some things can evolve. Okay. Now, oh, look again, a duality, you know, 2 cards. I think there was another one here, yeah. Which is fulfilled on top of the world. That's beautiful. Another Hermit. Okay. So let's have a look at these first. So on top of the Chariot, you have the 7 of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the 6 of Pentacles. So this can be a card, you know, in this, again, it's about choices. So we have all these different options. And there may be 1 or 2 options that we really need to do and to choose to help the world, because this is a card of helping out. So there is this giving that we need to do. We have to give. I mean, also here compromising, here compromise. There is a bit of giving and of helping out. And if we make the choices to be made, a few choices, and these choices is fight, because you need to help people and we need to fight. We can't let this oppression stand. We can't let that happen. Let's have a look here. So on this introspection, going within, listening to your wise guidance, your wise advice, your own wise advice, it's by doing this, you know, by neatly and constantly working on your choices, on what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Look at this Pentacles as your values. Which values do I need to work on? Which are my values that are important to me here as well? The value of you know, generosity, of helping, of compromising, of giving. These values need to be worked on, and you can only do that by recognizing here inside of you, which are those values. You know, you have to know your values before you can work for them. And that can be, you know, difficult sometimes, because you may be either one of these. You may be the figures here, you know, crying and feeling defeated, like, you know, this world, what's happening? Or you can say, listen, I'm going to my values. And some people, you're this one, you've decided these are my values, the swords here. These are my values, and that no longer serves me. So those people don't like the fact that you have chosen your values. And yeah, that there can be some conflict, and I think that there will be some conflict. You know, if you look at the world, there will be conflict here, and that conflict is going to play out on the big scene, and can also play out in the small scene, because you know, when with all that is happening in the world, all these things that are really, really very strange things, and they're all working, they're all happening almost simultaneously, and it's every day there's something, and it is a lot of conflict, so somebody is going to get hurt here. And when you stick to your inner guidance and your values, you're going to be the one who's that, who can, you know, I'm not saying to kill your enemy, but you can conquer your enemy. if you're not standing with your values, you're going to be that person. That is how I see this here. Now, the fool, what we said is that fool, I don't care in a way, but I also want to take risks, and I'm going to follow my guidance. I'm going to take risks because risks is what is needed in this world now. To get out of the stuckness, we will need to do that. We will need to stand for our values, but we also will need to take some risks. But the risks is also involved about, people coming together. Here, look, people coming together from all over the globe. And people coming together and saying, agreeing, like, we can't, we can no longer do it like we're doing it. We have to find something else. Here, the Queen of Wands, very creative energy, also very a powerful queen who stands by her values as well, who is guided by this cat here at her feet, the lions. So there's a lot of cats there. More lions here, sunflower in her hand. I feel that this queen is like, take the position of the queen, become like the person who brings the people together in a creative way, in a way that fires up people so that people take action, because wands are action. So they're the fire element. It's taking action. And I think that, bringing these people together so that they come to a mutual consensus, a mutual understanding, like an agreement, and that will have, it will need to compromise. There is no way around it. So I feel that this full moon, it is about a world. The world, either it's your world, your immediate world around you is connected. All the elements in the world, here are the elements, like Taurus is earth, Leo is the fire, we have the air, and we have water. So we have all the elements here. We have these two scepters, powerful, but it is all connected. It's not like it's the world, your smaller world is also connected to the larger world and is being affected by the larger world. So it's not like this fool is not a fool I don't care. It's a fool that I'm going to jump in, I'm going to take risks. And why do I say that? Because of these two cards. Because this king is a king that can manifest. It's a king that can make things happen. And again, I'm not looking at finances here. I'm looking, we're talking about the full moon. I'm talking about the values here. Because the pentacles can be values. It's an earth symbol, and here the lush garden. I think it's about what we stand for, to really protect that. This king is protecting the values, and we need to do that. We need to protect our values. We need to stand for them, for the world, to protect the world, because then we can come together, look, as a family, the whole world, come together as a family around the fireplace and celebrate and see that, we can live together. I mean, this is maybe a little bit idealistic, but I think that's what we really want. Now, if we can make it, I don't know, we'll have to see, of course. This is not a prediction, this is the energies. This is really what we really want, if you think about it. So here we have that frustration, that almost desperate feeling of hopelessness, of that powerlessness. But we're not powerlessness, because we're not powerless, because here is that chariot again, the chariot where we began the reading with. Well, that's in the beginning of the reading. I didn't begin with it because I began with that one, but the chariot is here to say that we have the power, we have a certain amount of control when we decide to take that power in our hands, when we decide, okay, it's time that we are taking control, it's time we take over, it's time that we not do nothing, we have to do something. We can break out of this frustration by taking some action, making some choices, and that, doing something new. We also have to learn about it. We have to do this with our feelings, because the Page of Cups is always emotions, feelings. So there is this, we're standing at the brink of something new, and we need to learn a lot. We need to learn about, I think we need to learn more about emotions of other people as well. And we need to see that, there is a promise that this fish is coming out, peeking out. There is something new ahead. We don't know yet what, but it is there. And, I find this card with the two, with the wolf and the snake, I feel that this is really like being guided by, whether that's our own inner voice, whether that is guided by, inspirational people, um, all the stars, maybe, see them as the inspirational people that help you, to cut through those voices, and see, okay, this is something that I really can stand behind. This is something I can do. So why am I saying Queen of Cups? The Queen of Cups is the queen of emotions. Yeah, the queen, inner guidance again here. So this is something like this queen. We it's good to become that queen for a while. It's good to be rational, yes, but it's also good to do that, because this world is not going to be saved by only the rational stuff. It's going to be saved by listening to our hearts and by really connecting to the hearts of other people. Now I'm going to look at these cards. So this is the Archangel Chamuel. He represents the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra. So it's the solar plexus is what I always call in Portuguese the caixote lixo, the garbage bin, really. So I call it that because that's where we sometimes hold and keep all these emotions. But so again, here this queen is, let go of this frustration, let go of these emotions, let them go, because there is a life force here, and we need to unblock that life force for us to move forward. It is about what you want, what you desire here, that desire for a good world. Wishes, that's what we wish for, isn't it? To come together. So yeah, that. And how do we do that? Door to spirit. So the door to spirit is a card about spiritual awakenings. Look, it's like walking through the portal, seeing that there is more than what the eye can see, seeing that there is more to life than only the material stuff. And when we walk through, we can have a new beginning. And the Fool, this one, is also about new beginnings. And we had him here as well. Where did we have him here? Again. So, because the world is also about new beginnings, coming together as a world, opening up. But it can also be like end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle, which is reinforced by this one, reinforced by this one, reinforced by this card. So there is doors opening and closing, and now first closing, then opening. But it also says that, like the Fool has unlimited potential when he starts something new. This door is a little bit like that. But it is important to awaken the spirituality, to go beyond the rational and the material stuff. Now, these two cards are like advice cards. So gratitude and adventure. It's very easy, to have an attitude of gratitude for whatever is good in this world and in your world. Because yes, it's good to be alive. It's not always easy to be alive at this moment in time, but this card says don't forget to be grateful for, the small things in your life, the big things in your life as well, but the things in your life, and don't forget that, because sometimes we forget to do that. And then adventure, I link this card a lot to that Fool, because life is an adventure. And with this Fool twice, then the world opening up here, I feel that, we have to see it as an adventure, and this is an adventure. We have control over some parts of it, we have no control over other parts, but don't forget we're in an adventure. So if you feel stuck, if you feel frustrated, angry, even full of rage, don't forget we're in this adventure, and we're in this adventure together, and also be grateful for things. So these last two, I'm going to put them on here for the moment. So we have a queen again. So we have a Queen of Cups here and a Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is like the female version of the King of Pentacles. It's a very creative, it's a very fertile, but also a very grounded queen. So it reminds us a little bit to stay grounded, to focus on the here and now, because the here and now we need to work with that. And this Ten of Swords, it really connects for me. It connects a lot with this card, with the frustration card, and that frustration card with the Ten of Swords. It feels like, oh my God, we're hurting. We're really hurting at the moment, and all this pain, all this frustration that's happening. The world is hurting at the moment, but this card also has a sunrise. It's also like a cyclic card that says there is an end and there is a beginning. And we see that with the sun rising in the background. So the hurt is there, and sometimes we need this hurt to be so overwhelming and so strong for us to actually do something about it and take the next step. So if we see this here, and look at this, here we have the sunrise here, and we have the sunrise. So we have like a sunrise in both cards. So I'm saying there is the possibility of a new dawn. First, we need to be very grounded. We need to be, see where we are at right now. What is hurting us? Why is it hurting us? And knowing that after all this hurt and all this fighting, we can come out victor, or we can come out the victim, and we can take control. We have to take control. I mean, we have these, where is it again, here, the Chariot, and the Chariot here. I mean, they are here at these end positions, beginning end positions, for a reason. It is about taking the power back. We need to take the power back, almost. I mean, whoa, I didn't expect this to be coming out so strong in this reading, but it does. So I hope something you can do with it. I hope you can get some inspiration for what your action can be, that you can get out of this card, and that you can go into the more, grounded cards, action cards. And let's hope that this happens. Yes, let's hope that these cards here happen. New beginning, the world opening up and connecting, and that, manifesting the wishes that we wish, and to become this family here. So that's it for me, and we'll speak again at the next new moon. Bye for now, and take advantage of the energies that are here present.